I'm Riley, and today we're going to be talking about unemployment. So first we're going to talk about the types of unemployment. So I'm going to go over frictional unemployment. So this is a type of unemployment where someone has voluntarily left their job and is actively looking for another job, so you know how unemployment, sometimes people connotate it as a bad thing? It actually isn't a bad thing sometimes, and this is shown through frictional unemployment because someone may be unemployed, but it's because they're looking for a better job. This is the frictional unemployment. So a good example of this is if someone is looking for a job, like a 16-year-old doesn't have a job during the school year because they're busy, but in the summer they want a job because they're not as busy, but they don't have one yet. They're looking for one. That is frictional unemployment.
All right, so I'm Ben, and we'll be talking about cyclical unemployment. So cyclical unemployment is basically the normal unemployment experienced when there's downturns or contradictions or just changes in the overall economy. So like during a recession or like in a trial, unemployment is usually at a higher level, or during like a peak or something, or like in an expansion. Unemployment is like kind of at a lower level, as you can see by this here figure. So, you know, the kind of cyclical unemployment is like the normal cycle of unemployment when throughout the business cycle. So like if the economy expands, unemployment kind of decreases, and so on and so forth.
Hello, I'm Annabel, and I'm going to be talking about structural unemployment. So this is a type of unemployment that is caused by large shifts in the economy and is made worse by factors such as technological advancements. And it's basically when workers in the economy, there's a mismatch between the skills that workers have and the skills that are needed in their area in the economy. So they have a skill, but there's wasted resources because their skills aren't being used. And so an example of this probably wouldn't happen, but just to give you an idea, say there were a ton of doctors in one area, but for some reason the people there didn't really want doctors, and there were a ton of rodeo clowns in another area. And, the people didn't really want rodeo clowns there, they wanted doctors. So that would be an example of structural unemployment because, each person here has a valuable skill, yet they're not able to use that because it's not demanded in their geographical location.
So I'm Shayna. I'm going to talk about full employment and being underemployed, and then tie it all into our current unemployment rate in the U.S. So full employment is when we have 5% unemployment, which is the condition in which virtually all who are able and willing to work are employed. That's what being employed means. Underemployed is a measure of employment and labor when people have a job, but the job doesn't really tap into all their skills. So for example, if I have a PhD in astrophysics, but I'm working at McDonald's, I'm underemployed. I have a job, but I'm not utilizing all of my skills. So then bringing this all into our current unemployment rate, which is 3.9%, 1.9% below what's considered full employment. Upon first glance, that can look like a great thing that our unemployment rate is low, lots of people are working, though there are some nuances to this number. So lots of people could be employed, but maybe they're all underemployed, right? Maybe we're not using our workers and their skills to the extent that we could be. Also, low employment can cause inflation. When everyone's getting paid a lot, everyone's purchasing power can go down. Also, a concern about low employment is that the labor market will reach a point where the next additional worker doesn't bring in more profit, and because they don't create enough productivity to override the cost of hiring another worker. And finally, a big indicator is that our current unemployment rate is above this trend line, which implies that we're likely going to be heading into a contraction or a recession soon and might find ourselves in a trough. So, thanks for listening.